Welcome to TwoQuestions.tv. I'm Susan Baroncini-Mo. Joining me today is Martyn Lewis. He's the founder of Market Partners. He's also the author of this book. Now, your book won't have the advanced reader copy, but it'll look like this: How Customers Buy and Why They Don't, Mapping and Managing the Buying Journey DNA, which is based on years of his research into exactly what happens in the buying journey. Hi, Martyn. Welcome to the show.
Susan, it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, you had me from the introduction where you talk about your revelation that you always thought that if you have a better product that provides value, then it just should sell. And if it doesn't, then it's on sales and marketing. That's their fault. They didn't do their job right. I'm guessing a lot of our listeners and viewers are agreeing with that perspective, but in the book, you talk about a very different perspective. So for the folks who are waiting for their book to arrive, what is this alternate perspective?
Well, you're exactly right. The whole concept was based on my years in sales and marketing. And we started Market Partners 22 years ago. And I was working with organizations that, in my mind, had a really good offering. No matter what it was a good offering. They knew their market, and they knew why their market would get value from their offering. I heard so many times that expression, only a fool won't buy this. Like, it's so clear, this is so helpful, it's going to create so much value. Only a fool wouldn't buy it. Yes. And then you see salespeople working hard, you see good marketing, and somehow it's not happening. So we thought, eventually, why not talk to the customer and see what's going on the other side of the fence, behind the mirror, so to speak. And that's when the revelation started. Because the first thing, which was kind of an epiphany for me, the first thing we discovered is customers do understand the offering, do believe in it. They'll say, yeah, this is great. This is better than what we've got. And they believe in the value. They actually come and say, yes, I benefit from using this. So then you go, okay, so logic's breaking down here, but you're not buying it. And that was when the epiphany started. And that unfolded this huge body of research where we discovered that you have a good offering that offers a customer's value, they'll buy. We discovered that there's multiple reasons they will not.
So what are some of those reasons?
I thought you may ask that. What we've got to do, we've got to get beyond what we're selling and why they may buy it to how they're going to buy and why they may not. And so there's multiple reasons. We look at what is the overall buying journey, what do they go through? And as they go through that buying journey, because the buying journey is not, I understand the product, it's valuable, let's buy it. That's not the buying journey. They then say, well, what are the alternatives we're faced with? Who else should be involved? How are we going to fund this? How will we use it? Can we use it? What else do we need to do? That is what works. So a good example would be, yes, they understand the value in the product, but there's just so much else going on in their world. They just don't have being hit by great offers every day. So they have to choose where they're going to spend their time, where they're going to invest their resources. And then very rarely you offering the total solution, although people love to think that they're offering the total solution. They're not, very rarely. The customer, to get the benefit of the product, has to do something else. Right. So maybe if we're saying that, let's just pick an example. You're going to buy a new printer for your PC. Well, here's the printer. But what else do you have to do? Well, you also have to maybe download a driver and get the printer to work. And maybe you've had a horrific experience with that before. Maybe the print is a different size. You need a different table. They don't think through all the things that the customer has to do to actually use it. And maybe they just think what they're doing today is good enough, and they get on with what they're doing. And yes, they understand that it was the one they've got at the moment is good enough. Other things to do. That's just really important to understand for each offering. What are the reasons that a market may not buy?
Okay, so tell me a little bit about outside in revenue generation. Is that similar to inbound marketing or inbound selling?
Not really. The idea with outside in is it's the opposite of inside out. Inside out is when you're focusing on what you're selling and how you're selling it. Outside in is when you're focusing on the customer and how the customer is going to buy. So
I
instead of
see.
focusing on your product and why the customer should buy, you're focusing on how the customer is going to buy and indeed why they may not. And then you base all your sales and marketing on that outside in approach.
Okay, so bonus round. Um, let's say some of our viewers and listeners are waiting for their copy of your book to arrive and they'd like a little actionable step, something that they could start doing now. What would be your best advice to them to start thinking outside in?
Self in your customer's shoes. And here's the thing, don't think of it just as they're buying your offering. Think about it in their total world. What else is going on in the world? What's changing? What are their priorities? What are all the other alternatives they're faced with? So really understand. It just, once again, focuses on your product. So don't focus on your product, focus on their world. What's important to them? What are they struggling with? What are they trying to do? And the interesting thing is, if you do it for one of your customers and you do it for a few of your customers, you'll find great similarities. You'll find that within a particular market, people are thinking the same way. They're struggling with the same kind of things. They've got the same kind of priorities.
Mm-hmm.
So go find out what's really happening in your customer's world and then ask yourself those two questions. How is somebody going to buy this and why may they not?
Okay, very interesting. Martyn, where can people find you?
They can find me at the website buyingjourneydna.com. That's one word, buyingjourneydna.com. And the book can be found on Amazon. And again, it's how customers buy and why they don't.
Perfect. And we'll have all those links in the show notes for today to make it easy for people.
Terrific.
Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you, Susan. A pleasure.
All right, viewers, again, here's the book. If you'd like to start learning about this outside in perspective and really thinking about how customers buy, this is your book. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.